Okay, let's make something a little more complicated. We're going to go ahead and make a zipper pattern. So it's a little more complicated. You need to follow along. I'm going to kind of zoom through this. So we've started with the default 2 layers. I'm going to add another layer. The third layer comes up as blank material in the blank color. Let's go ahead and change that so that layer 3 and layer 1 are the same material and width. So I'm going to choose the black dyed veneer at 20 thousandths, and I'll do the same thing for layer 1. Black dyed veneer, 20 thousandths. Now layer 2, I want to have it a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to select layer 2, choose 250 thousandths. Now it's starting to look small and kind of far away from me, so I'm going to zoom in and drag it to where I can watch it. And you can see the overall height here is about 300 thousandths. And actually that might be a little heavy unless I'm using this for a back strip, so maybe I'll change the thickness also while I'm here. So remember that you put patterns inside of layers. So I'm going to add patterns to layer 2. I click the Add Pattern button. I get the 2 default patterns, which are the black and maple, the black ebony and maple. Those are our default. And they're also at 350 thousandths. I want this to end up more like squares instead of rectangles. So for each one of these patterns, I need to change them to a 1/4 inch, 250 as well. And you can see that that made this more like a square. And I'm going to do the same thing to pattern 1, 250 thousandths. And anytime you're not sure if this display is rendering properly, go ahead and click Refresh Display, and it will show you. Okay, so choose the lighter of the two, which in this case is the maple pattern 2, because we're going to build inside of that. And if something's dark, it's hard to see what you're doing when you're working in it. So we're chosen pattern 2, and we're going to add a subpattern. Now by default, the subpattern is going to be added in a perpendicular direction to the pattern. Remember, we're building a subpattern inside of a pattern inside of a layer. Now, subpatterns live inside of patterns. Patterns live inside of layers. Now within the subpattern, we need to build our lines to make the zipper. So I'm going to go ahead and change these materials to something that I can get the sizes I want. And the sycamore works really well for that, and it's light and shows up a little better than the maple. So I'm going to choose sycamore at 20 thousandths, and I need to do the same thing to the subpattern 1, except that I'm going to choose a dark material, which in this case is the black dyed veneer at 20 thousandths also. So here I have the layers built up inside, the subpatterns built inside of patterns. These two subpatterns are built in this pattern, which is these two patterns are built in that layer. Now let's put our angle in. I changed the subpattern angle to a 45-degree going that direction. Now I'm happy with this. I want to do the same thing for this guy. So I choose pattern 1, which currently has no subpattern. Click Add Subpattern. One of these two, since I built it inside of ebony, they're both ebony, so one of them needs to be changed to sycamore. Change it to 20 thousandths. Change sub 1 to black dyed veneer, also at 20 thousandths. Change the angle to be opposite, and there we have the zipper. If I want lines in between here, I have to add patterns. Something dark, 12 thousandths. Then I need to add another one to make up this line, so I add a pattern, black, 12 thousandths. Move that up to be between the two patterns 1 and 2, save order, and there's our zipper.